once in your lifetime. I hope you get the opportunity to meet someone as unique, smart, and independent as this next individual. Many things come to mind when thinking of this individual, but I can sum it up with a mission of Fox 5 News: dedicated, determined, and dependable.
Driven, passionate, a leader among her peers. Just a few short statements that can describe this next individual. Whether it's drawing DNA models on my whiteboard each day or showing the wheels off a lamb in the show barn, it has been an absolute pleasure to have her in my class the last 4 years. I cannot wait to see what her future holds.
My best friend is the most outgoing, talented, Christ-like, beautifully amazing person I have ever met. Whether it's late night watching movies or lip sync battles in the kitchen, this girl is the best thing that has ever happened to me. Ever since I have known her, I have admired her on-fire passion for this organization, and I cannot wait to see the many accomplishments that she continues with her life.
It is our pleasure to introduce one of our Ag students
and my best friend, your 2020-2021 State FFA President,
With her retiring address entitled Live Fearlessly,
Miss Emma Long.
You're not threatened by the war, you're not shaken by the storm. I know you're in control. Even in our suffering, even when it can't be seen, I know.
It was the question of a lifetime. An answer so important it could alter the course of the rest of my life. A choice so consequential that the answer still changes daily. A simple question. What do you want to be when you grow up? And like any first grader, I had a crazy answer to fit my crazy personality. So when my first grade teacher, Miss Arnold, asked our class to draw ourselves as what we wanted to be when we grow up, I got just a little bit nervous. See, while the rest of the class were happily coloring away at firemen or teachers or presidents of the United States, I was sitting deep in thought and honestly deep in fear. How often does this happen to us? An important decision which could change our lives for the better sits unmade because we are paralyzed by fear. In order to fully chase our dreams, we must let go of the fear of uncertainty. When we let go of that fear, we are set free from the challenges that it presents to us. For 6-year-old me, it was sharing my secret. Not because I didn't know the answer to the question, or because I was worried about making a huge life decision as a 6-year-old. No, I had a very, very in-depth plan. You see, that's when my hand flew in the air. My first grade teacher, Miss Arnold, came over to look at my blank piece of paper, and she said, "Emma, what is wrong?" And I said, "Miss Arnold, you don't understand," as I let her in on my secret. I can't draw myself as what I'm going to be when I grow up because I will be a superhero and no one can know my secret identity. And that was when she laughed in my face. "Emma, I have an idea. Why don't you draw yourself in your second choice of career, like a backup plan?" And so I got to work because my second choice was not realistic either. You see, if the hero thing didn't work out, I was going to be a Ghostbuster. So my future looked pretty great. As first graders, we have these crazy ideas and dreams. And in our minds, there is nothing that stands in the way of achieving them. At that age, we're missing that instinct that blocks us from dreaming our loudest and craziest dreams. We don't have fear. At that age, we're not thinking about what the future may hold. Instead, we're focused on living in the moments that we're given. So whether it's aliens or spiders or heights, or maybe something more realistic, like trying public speaking for the first time, running for chapter office, finding ourselves in this blue jacket. FFA members, only you can let go of your fear of uncertainty. How will you stop letting fear stand in your way? For some of us, it may be surrounding ourselves with those who love and support us no matter what decision we make. For others, it may be going back and reminding ourselves why we started. Whether you face your fears in your mind or you face your fears out loud, sometimes it's simply remembering that we are enough. You are enough to let go of your fear of uncertainty and truly become fearless. Speaking of fearless, meet one of my favorite people. This is the incredible Katie Jo Hurd. One night, late after a livestock show, my parents and I were trying to get my sheep and pigs on the trailer so that we could get home at a decent time. And just as I was opening the barn door, I heard a bold voice come over the barn intercom. It was a kid, but they were saying every single word of the FFA Creed. So naturally, I dropped everything and booked it to the show arena. And when I made it to the show ring, I saw none other than Katie Jo Hurd, proudly projecting her message throughout the barn. But not only is Katie Jo a well-polished presenter of the FFA Creed, Katie Jo also meets no stranger as seen by those of us who show livestock as she sprints through the barns in Perry, Georgia. Katie Jo Hurd has no fear. That day, Katie Jo was not afraid of spreading her message of the FFA Creed because she thought it was important for everyone to hear. As I've gotten to know her, I have been blessed to learn from her fearlessness. Now, meet Kylie. If you're wondering how Katie Jo got to be so cool, it's probably because she has an incredible big sister to look up to. But these two couldn't be any more different when it comes to chasing their goals. While Katie Jo is a heavy hitter who never backs up for 1 second and pushes everything to the limit, Kylie chooses to reflect on the decision at hand. She makes moves based on strategy. But just because Kylie maybe isn't as loud or adventurous as her younger sister doesn't mean that she is any less passionate, driven, or fearless. Kylie Shows Cattle is an Area 1 FFA officer and a national winner in the AgriScience Fair. But throughout her journey, Kylie doubted her success because she didn't have as much experience as others. But rather than letting the fear of failure stand in her way, Kylie let her nerves make her better. Katie Jo teaches us that when we are fearless in the pursuit of something that we believe in, others will feel it too. Kylie shows us that when we push ourselves without the fear of failure, then nothing stands in our way. Are you going to keep letting fear stand in your way? Or are you going to believe in yourself enough to push on and accomplish your most ambitious goals? FFA members, when we believe in ourselves, then and only then can we truly let go of our fears and become fearless, even if things don't go the way we want them to the first time around. Whether you're most like Katie Jo or relate most to Kylie, there's one thing that is for sure. When we believe in ourselves, we can do anything we set our hearts to. The Hurd sisters exemplify one of my favorite sayings. Doubt kills more dreams than failure ever will. if we don't doubt that we have a purpose and that God has a plan for our lives, then we will not kill our dreams before we ever reach the starting line. But that is the thing, isn't it? Living fearlessly sounds so easy when we talk about it, but it becomes so much harder when we face it head on. We hear about doors a lot when we talk about making decisions. Most people will say that doors will simply open for us and things will fall into place when the time is right. But I disagree. Anytime that we are presented with two doors, we always have to turn the handle to get to the other side. In other words, no matter what door you choose, we always have to do just a little bit of work to get to the other side. No matter what life throws at you, you will always be tempted to choose the door that looks the easiest to open, the one with the prettiest handle, the one that looks the easiest to turn, the one that is closest to our hand. But when we take time with the other door to fix the handle, to refinish it and make it our own, it can be 10 times the experience to walk through the door that we have made for ourselves. The sooner that we stop being afraid of the challenge that the other door that we want to choose presents to us, the sooner we stop being afraid to choose that door. We have to have faith that everything has a purpose. I don't know what the rest of this year has in store. I don't know what you have had to endure through your life. I don't know what hardships you may have faced in the infamous year of 2020 or this year right now. But what I do know is that every single day we have a choice. We could sit back when there is a cause that needs our voice. Or we could stand up for what we believe in and let our voices be heard. We could sit back and look at the opportunities that we have missed because of other people, the pandemic, or past fear. Or we can choose to see the new opportunities that we now have in spite of it all. We could sit back struggling to find our purpose, or we can choose our own path to purpose and live fearlessly.
Even when you think you're finished, it's not over yet. It's not over yet.
Emma, thank you for being an inspiration to all of us. No matter the circumstances that we faced this year, whether it was virtual workshop planning or in-person conferences, you were always optimistic and lit up our world to see the good, even in the bad. You truly have a genuine heart. And without your bountiful love and leadership this year, or random facts about STEM and Marvel, I don't know where we would be. Emma, on behalf of our team and Georgia FFA, thank you for an amazing year of service. Love always, Sarah, Carter, Chelly, Ethan, Caitlin, Colton, and Hope. Georgia FFA, your 2020-2021 Georgia FFA State President, Emma Long from Pickens County.